Okay, at this point in time, I'm going to demonstrate on how to use various possible tools, ranging from the panel draw and modify panel to achieve the spanner as shown on the screen. Now, much more today, we're going to learn how to move from the plan of 2D to environment of 3D and how to use some tools to apply that. Now, as I've explained it earlier, the best way to learn this thing is to solve a real-life work. Okay. So when you see how this one is achieved, you always apply it immediately. And as you keep practicing it from time to time, get mastery very easily. Okay, right away we're starting with the drawing of the object seen on the screen. Now we're going to move from 2D environment where we're going to come up with a plan. Then from there we'll translate to 3D where we'll add the thickness. Now the beautiful thing about this section is how we're going to use basic tools just in draw panel and modify panel to come up with it without much stress. And as I've always told us, the best way to learn is to put the effort in solving real work. It's not just cramming the tools and all that. So we're going to start right away. Let's go to empty plane. Alright, so the first thing I will do is to come up with a plan of the object. Okay, that is representing it on 2D on a flat surface. That's the first thing I'm going to do. Now there's some things I'm going to introduce that initially will look as though they're not necessary, but then they're actually necessary. But at the end, you'll find out why it's done like that. So very quickly, you take up a line. Now how do you get up a line? Either you click on the command, and line is found in what? In the draw panel. I've explained this in the previous videos. You can search and update yourself. Or you type L, say enter, and that gives you a line. Then you put up a place of interest, then specify the distance you want. Now I'm looking at 110. Alright, then I have this. This is what I've got. Then I want to achieve the two edges of this panel. So what do? I check for the diameter of the circle. I'm going to start with the circle initially, even though what you have here is not circle, but you will know why I'm choosing at the end of the day. Okay, let's go. You take it up. For the first one, I think let's assume it's 14. Diameter is 14. Yeah. And I have this. And the second one at the left edge. Let's assume the diameter. Okay, 16. Let's take it at 16. You can take your own. All I know is that the diagram here is done based on dimension. Okay. Then what next? I want to insert the thickness of the plan. Okay, the thickness of this panel. The middle part will have part 1, part 2, and part 3. Alright, according to my design. And I told you no two designs are the same. It all depends on how you want to go about it. I'm not trying to come up with this skeleton, so now it will make it easy for me to build on it. So any person can come up in different ways. The main thing is that the aim is achieved at the end of the day. Alright, so I want that for me to get the right thickness of the middle part, I will have to do what? Offset this horizontal line to the top and to the bottom, and that gives me what I want. Okay, very quickly I will have to offset distance of 6, okay, like I say 7 millimeter above the horizontal and 7 millimeter below the horizontal, and see what we have. What are we trying to do? Then how do you go to offset? You click on offset, go to modify, click on offset, this is offset. Then after clicking it, it will ask you to specify the distance and I'll type it. You can do it manually, or you can do by typing the desired distance. Okay, I've got it now. And this is my desired distance. Now I now get rid of this middle one, but I don't need it. So you've seen why I put it there. It's just to enable me get the actual distance from the middle to the top and from the middle to the bottom. That's why that horizontal line I put there. Now the next thing is to do some trimming. How do you trim? You come to modify. Now I've explained the nature of the tools you find in modify panel. They're action-based tools. Okay, there's something that can be done. It can move, it can copy, it can rotate, it can array, it can mirror, it can scale, it can copy, it can offset, and all that. So all of them are found in modify panel, unlike in the draw panel where you see something you can you see two that you can see. They're noun-based tools, according to my teaching anyway. And I've explained this thing, I've done justice to this topic. You can check the previous videos and update yourself here. Now the next thing to do some trimming, at least to make it have a closer look to what we're looking at. Alright, let's go. You click on that and pin it and get rid of this place. Okay, so you've gotten this. So what is the next thing? To deactivate it, you say escape. That's how to deactivate. Okay, very quickly, the next thing is to insert circle again at the right side of the shape. That is in part 3. Okay, for the sake of teaching, let me just make some write-ups so you understand what I mean when I say part. Alright, if I want to write something, I come to annotation. See how it's been done here. I want to do it for the sake of teaching. Alright, so when I call part 1, you know what I'm talking about. Alright, I want to write, this is part A, okay, part 1. Okay, let me call it PT1, sorry. That's 1. Alright. Whereas here is part 2, therefore easy identification, alright? And this one is part 3. So when I say part, you know what I'm talking about. Alright. So that is that. Okay. So this, let me get it closer so you understand. Very good. Alright. So you can know when I say part, it makes the decision very easy now. Okay, now I want to insert another circle at the middle of part 3. Okay, that is the circle at the extreme right. Alright, so at this time around I want to make circle of say, let the circle of diameter 9. Alright, let's see. Okay, then I want to move it. Okay, then next is to insert another circle at the center of part 1. How do I go about that? I click on circle, then I trace the middle. This time around, let the dimension be 13. Very good. Okay, now this is what I've got now. Then I want to arrange it in such a way that will have opening at the 2 edges. That what makes it a spanner. Alright? So how do I go about that? Okay, how do I go about that? I take a line and trace the middle. Alright? I take a line, trace the middle and put it there. Okay, let's assume that the distance is 30. Alright, just an assumption. Then this is actually not what I want, but I want to use it to get the middle of the opening we have at the right edge. That's what I put it. So this serve at the center. I'm going to get rid of it later on. But before then, it's very important to understand the movement of the circle at the center. Now I have to move it to the distance of 2 on x-axis and 2 on y-axis. Watch what happens. You click on move, select the object you want, specify the point of takeoff, then you specify the distance against 2. Watch what happens. So I've moved it distance of that range. Alright, then I can now insert. Okay, based on this, let me remove this information. Okay, now I can insert circle at the middle of this second, the one that is moved. Okay, I can insert a line. Okay, let's assume that the line of this distance. Okay, and that is the next to that. I have to offset it up and down. Now I click offset. That is it. You click specify the distance. Say 6. Alright, select it, move it up, select it again, and move it up, and that is that. Okay, we're continuing the further modification of the drawing. Now, at this point, we're going to set up the right side of it by both extending and trimming on the wanted parts. As if this is how it goes. You pick up extension. See what they mean to extend. You come to modify. Go to this tool here. Drop it. I've explained this. Whenever you see a a drop beside a command or a tool, it means that they can access other things there. So all they need to do is for you to click on it and have patience with. After that, before long, everything will unfold and you see other tools you can always have access from that point. So you can extend this to this and extend this. Now remember I told us something that the center one is just nothing there. It's just to help us get the exact middle point of the opening. That's why we put it there. Then after the extension, we can now trim. By trimming, we want to remove the unwanted part. This is how it goes. Alright, so then we continue the trimming. I get rid of this place. I don't need here. I don't need here. I don't need here. I don't need here. Okay, this place. I don't need this. I don't need this. Alright. So that is that. Okay. So then we'll come back again to on the left hand side. Then we'll move this into a certain distance. We'll move this from here. Okay. And we want to move it to a defined distance. Alright. You select it. Pin out the point of interest. Then specify. We're going to move it to distance of -6 on the x-axis and -2 on y-axis, and this is how it goes. Alright, this is how it goes. Just the same way we manipulated the right hand side. Then we want to locate the middle point of this circle. You pick up a straight line of any length at all, provided you have a reasonable distance from the edge of the circle to the outside. Then let's consider, take it as just 20. Alright, 20 millimeter. Then on the distance, let's take the distance. I mean the angle is 163. Let's see what it is. Okay, sorry, I think there's a mix up somewhere. Okay, just like the way we did the opening at the right hand side, we can do it on the left hand side. Very easy. Pick up a straight line, trace the middle of this, put it here. Alright. Okay, let's give it a distance of 25. Then at an angle of 163, and that is it. Now, we actually don't want to make use of this. We'll make use of this straight line. It's just to help us get the middle of the. So, what next is to offset reasonable distance. Now, okay, we took it to be a 7 millimeter on the other side. Let's maintain the same distance. Alright, so offset, you come to this place and you specify 7. Okay. Then you click on the object you want, this, at the top, at the bottom, you have it, this. Now next to this is to extend it. Well, you're repeating exactly what you've done before on the right hand side, just put this time around on the other side. Now, as I told us earlier, we don't need the middle circle. As I want to delete it, I just select it and come to modify. This is delete, so to delete, click on it, erase. Alright? Then the next is to trim it. You can notice that trim and extend are located in the same pot. Alright? So there is that. You get this, trim it, trim this, and trim this. Alright, and get this, so don't do this, and you have to be careful so you don't remove the wanted part. Alright, and this and this. Now we've got the plan. The part 1, 2, and 3 are complete now. Okay, but this is just the plan. Alright, but if you watch, let's go to the original spanner. This edge is curved, this edge is curved, this edge is curved. But that's not what we're having here. Alright, this place is not curved. I'll need to make it to look curved. Then and this one too, and this one too. So what do? It's just a question of manipulation. I think at this stage I have to shift this right up so it won't distract us. How do I shift it now? Select all of them, take move, see the sign for move. You want to pin it up, you take it up so you won't interrupt what you're doing. Alright, let me come back to the business. Now, how do I go about this? Okay, at this point in time I want to call up a tool with which to make this place very smooth, to make it look curved in nature. So by that we're going to go to circle. Watch what happens now. As I've explained earlier, when you have a drop beside beneath a tool, it means that you can access other things, that there are other possibilities, there are other ways you can express that tool. For instance, I'm a circle now. I want to click at the drop and see what happens. Do that. Now the place I want to insert the circle has two major points of contact. That is tangent, just as we have it in circle. Already, a line touching the edge of a circle. Now the center radius circle will not be fixed for this edge. Center diameter is sent in from every judgment. This will be the best. Let's see how it goes. I select center radius, then I snap the place I want to put it, snap the second one, then put radius of my choice. Let's say 23. Let's see what happened there. Alright, see what it looks like. Don't worry, we're going to somewhere. You know why we put that in there. I can repeat this thing in the immediate bottom of the position, or I can take it afresh and insert it there, whichever way you want it. Then I put this one the same diameter as well, and that is that. Then for this side is a bit bigger, so I'm going to increase the diameter, but still the same type of circle. Alright, I pick this place, I pick it, and increase it now to something maybe 40 or above. Alright, we'll get stuff like this. Then come again, pick this, and pick this, send this. Nice. See the look of what we've gotten. Now we're actually not okay. Initially it may look very rough, but then with the aid of the tools we have and modify, I can always get it to the diagram of our choice. Alright, at this stage we have to color the trim. I'll pick up the trim and slice this. Is that gone? I can always get this stuff from here. Okay, I remove this. Watch what happens. And actually you have to be careful so you don't remove the needed part. Now it's taking the gradual look of what we saw at the first time. Alright, then we remove this, remaining here, we remove this. Now we're there already, but we're just a step away. Now if you look at this okay, let's go to the original one. You see the edge is somehow curved. It's not sharp. You look at it, it's somehow curved. All these things are very, very important when you're doing the modeling. Alright, if you zoom it, how do you zoom small, large and small? By using the roller in the middle of the mouse. That will give you that. Alright, then you can see the edge. It's not sharp, okay, it's a bit curved. So let's go to our, see this one is sharp. So what we do, we apply what we call fillet. You zoom the edge, and this is the fillet tool here. Now, as I've explained earlier, for the fact that you have a drop beside the location of the tool, means that you can access another tool there. And let's click and see what we can have there. You see, we have chamfer, we have blend curve, and fillet. So we have three possible tools at a particular spot. So that is the essence of this spot. But then our interest now is fillet. You pick it up, then put up the radius. It works with the radius. Is that okay? Then let's assume the radius is 5. You can put anything of your choice. Alright, let's take the radius 5, 1 and 2. Sorry, the radius I chose was actually very big. But let's get something smaller. Okay, let me just 0.5. Let me choose 0.5 and then Okay, it's good that first radius was taken, so you can see the extent of the difference. Okay, now let's go to 0.5. That is half of what I have here now. I come back again, I click on this, select my radius, I put 0.5 instead of 5. Let's see what happens. Alright, watch. 1 and 2. I think it looks a bit professional now. Then apply it at the same place again. Sorry. Yeah, I've got it now. We'll come to the edge here as well and take up this 1 and 2, and this one 1 and 2. So we've got the look of what we want. Alright. Now we'll finish everything now. The next is to move it. The next is to arrange it in such a way the thickness can be added. There are many ways you can do that. Is that okay? I can go directly to 3D and use my coordinates to arrange that, or I can decide to use my orbit. See what happened now at the extreme right of the screen of the canvas. You can see the orbit there. Orbit helps to rotate object in such a way you can see the 3 possible sides. Symmetrical arrangement. Alright, so when I click on it now, I pin it, watch what happens, and adjust it. I'm just driving it, just moving my hand around. Maybe you can practice it. Now please make no mistake about this. Until you practice it, you won't know it. Until you practice it, you are far from knowing it. So you click on orbit, see where it's located here. Alright, it's just a vertical. It's located in the vertical menu by the left side of the screen by default. It can be moved to another place anyway, not only that place. So you click on it and move around your hand around, you're going to have it. Then to enable me have the features, alright, of 3D, because I need some things you need in 3D that are not in 2D. Now how do you move? For now we're still in 2D environment. How do we move to a 3D environment? Very important. I've explained it already in the book, but then I will still do it now. You come to the extreme right button. You're going to see a tool here called workspace switching. You click on it. I prefer using 3D modeling because of the tools. Alright? You click on it to wait a bit. It's loading the tools. Yeah, if you watch closely now, you're going to notice some changes. We're still at the home tab, but then we don't have draw menu and modify as the first and second the way we had it in 2D. Why? Because we already switched over to what? 3D. That's a standing difference you're going to see, and the other features you're going to see there, which you can find in outstanding features you can't find in 2D. You can find them here. Alright, so this 3D has additional. Alright, what we do here, we add thickness to the image. That's the basic thing we do here. We add thickness to the image. How do you go about it? You come to modeling, what we call press pro. This is weapon of mass destruction. You click on it, watch what happens now. Click on the place and take it off. Let's assume the thickness is what? 4.5. You can choose anything of your choice. It's gone. And this one as well, let's assume the thickness is 5. Enter, and that is that. And I come to the last edge and take it as 5, and that is that. So you've got the wireframe of the spanner. Okay, now this is how the shape will appear after adding thickness. You can decide to put thickness of your choice, but at least it has closer look to what we initially had before. Now this is what we call wireframe. This is what we call wireframe. We can decide to view it as shaded with edges object or realistic object. How do you go about that? You can come to this view. Anything about looking, appearance, you get it from view. Click on this. You can see the drop here, and you can have realistic, alright, or shaded with edge. You click on it, and that gives you that. Alright, that gives you that. You can see rotating it more, so you can have a look or appreciate the work. Now you can see if when you place your cursor pointer in any part, it appears to be individual, and that's not good. it's supposed to be one entity. Is that okay? When you click, for instance, I click at the middle and you can see what you have in. Then I click at the edge, only edge is selected, but then one is such a way that when you at a click, everything will be selected. So what you do, you come to what we call union, go to solid editing. Okay, solid editing, see the two here. Under solid editing, you go to the first one at the top right left, you click on it, select all the places of interest and say enter, and that is it. So at one click you get everything. If for any reason you want to apply color, okay, let's look at the original one. The original one is metal, is ash color. Okay, if for any reason you want to add color to the one you've drawn, all you need to do is double click on it and it comes out. You can put your color of interest. Okay, you can choose this or this or this or this. Alright, okay, let's leave it right there. Okay, so you got it. That is that. That's how to go about it. So the best way, you can see how we started from 2D, and the 2D we were able to produce the plan. From there we'll now move to 3D by combining various tools. Now you can see why we started by straight line. Okay, started by offsetting, started by inserting circle, even though we never made use of it, all because we want to achieve something very, very perfect and professional. So that is why it is called graphic modeling. It's sometimes you want to go straight, you have to follow some bend to achieve what you want. So I will encourage you to repeat the same exercise in the course of you to be forced to touch different tools and different box managers, and from there you perfect it. Use dimension of your choice and give it a try. I'm going to stop here for now. Then I think next module I'm going to work on purely 3D, working on 3D. Check out the next video for purely 3D work. Thank you very much.